Assalamu alaikum and welcome to morEwish Cuisine. Today I'm sharing the recipe of chicken puffs or chicken patty. Puff pastry filled with yummy gooey spicy chicken. A great snack for your iftar table. Such a great reminder from back home street food. And today I'm making this tutorial on a huge request. So many of you out there want me to share this recipe. So let's go and see how to make this yummy chicken patties. So for this recipe, things we need will be I have some boiled and shredded chicken. Then I have some flour, chopped onions, red chili powder, salt, some milk, and then I'll be using egg to brush the top of puff pastry. Then I'll be using this Pepperidge Farm puff pastry sheet. You can use any other brand which is available out there in the market. I'm just showing you guys to make it clear, and this is not at all a sponsored video. So first step is to make a filling. For that, just heat butter in your saucepan. Then add chopped onions. Start stirring and cook until your onions become translucent. Then add flour, mix and cook this mixture until you start smelling the beautiful aroma of cooked flour. Then add your milk in there. Then start stirring immediately. Make sure the flour doesn't make any lumps in there. It will be easier for you to use a whisk at this point, or if you see that lumps are forming there, just switch off the flame, mix the flour completely, and then start cooking. And cook this mixture until it started to get thickened. Then add your red chili powder and salt in there, and then again cook until you get a thick white sauce. Then add all your cooked chicken in this white sauce mixture and mix until sauce covers all the chicken. Transfer this mixture into your bowl and keep it on the side. Let it cool completely. Now for assembling, this mixture is completely cool. What I did, I just add some chopped cilantro. You can add chopped green chilies as well. I'll be using egg to brush it on top. Then since I had a lot of requests, so I have another puff pastry shells as well to show you guys the shape which we exactly get at back home. And I'll be using puff pastry sheet, which I already mentioned. I'll show you later how to use this puff pastry shell. First start with the sheets. So first roll out the sheet on a cutting surface. As you can see, the sheet always have these lines which I use as a guide to get the equal amount of the puff pastries. And to get a same circle shape like you get at back home, I'll be using cookie cutters. These cutters have both ends plain and fluted as well. So just take your cookie cutter and press hard on one side, and then for one puff you need 2 pieces of the puff pastry sheet. So just press hard, take out your circles and put them on the side. Now, as I already mentioned, I use these lines as my guide. So I cut on these lines and then I cut them from the middle. So like that, you have you can see you have 4 pieces. If you don't cut the circle parts, you will altogether have 6 pieces. So from one sheet you can have 6 regular size chicken patties. But what I do usually, I cut them from the middle as well, because I like to make bite-sized minis. So you can see here I have almost 8 pieces. Since I cut the circles, if I don't cut the circles, so altogether I'll be having 12 pieces from one sheet. So now I'll show you how to fill up these puff pastries. Take a spoonful of filling, and for the circle, just put your filling in the middle of one circle. And then for the rectangles, you again take a spoonful of your filling and put it on the one side of this rectangle. Then take the other circle and press it firmly, and then start pressing from the edges so both the edges connect with each other. I mean, people use water in there, but I don't think so that we need a water. Just press it with the help of your finger and that's perfectly alright. Then for the rectangle, just pick up the other side and then press the same way like we did for the circle. Using the same method, I'll finish up rest of my puff pastry sheet with the filling. Then transfer them onto the baking sheet, which is already lined with the parchment paper, and beat the egg and brush this egg on top of your puff pastries. But if you are thinking to freeze them, which I always do because they're always handy if you have any surprise guest over, just place them on a single layer on a flat sheet which is lined with parchment paper and throw them in the freezer until they are completely frozen and hardened. So you can see they are hard to touch right now. Just take them off and then put them in a Ziploc bag, label it, and they will be ready to bake in your freezer for your future use. Then for the puff pastry shell, if you are using that, just take them out from the package and they are already perforated. Just separate them, make sure they are frozen at this point. Your oven is already preheated. Just place them on a baking sheet which is lined with parchment paper. Arrange them accordingly with the space in the middle, and then put them in the oven and bake them until they get a light golden color on top. Then with the help of sharp knife, just take the top off very carefully. It's hot right now, don't burn yourself, and do the same process with all of your shells. Now take a spoonful of your filling, put that in the hollow part, take the top and with the very light hand press the top on your filling. Repeat the same process and then brush the beaten egg on top of your shells which are already filled with your filling right now. Bake for 5 more minutes until you get a nice golden color on top. So here's my chicken patties are ready. Do try this recipe. It was a highly requested recipe. I hope you guys try it at home. If you try it, don't forget to take a picture and share it with me. I will love to repost it on my social media platforms. And enjoy these chicken patties at your iftar table with your family or your guest. And if you want to learn something else, do let me know. Leave me a comment down below and I would definitely try to make it happen for you guys. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and find me on Facebook, Instagram or Pinterest.